Hi y'all. This video is titled Selective Morality, and it is addressed to those Christians who the shoes fit. Of course, if the shoes don't fit you, then this isn't for you. But you might want to share it with those who definitely wear the shoes, quote unquote, comfortably. Some Christians, they talk about they follow the Bible and they are famous for slapping on scriptures and citing scriptures, and scriptures for some of them have become a crutch and a cop-out. It's like they can't have a regular conversation without throwing out some scriptures. And some of them don't even live the entirety of the Bible or even the major parts of it. A lot of them claim that sex without marriage is against God and Jesus' principles. Yet, how many of y'all know some Christians that are fucking on the regular? I mean, really now, come on. Selective morality. And those same fucking Christians who are doing it outside of marriage will come up with a boatload of scriptures to come our way. Then you have those who divorce, and the Bible speaks against that unless it's for causes of fornication. How many of y'all know some Christians that are fucking and remarrying and divorcing, and fornication is not in the equation? And then some of them are getting remarried. That's also contrary to what it says in the New Testament. So don't be playing that Old Testament card, because that's in the New Testament and supposedly spoken by the words of Jesus. Okay, and then you have the Christians who have in their menu rotation lying as a habitual practice. But they are some of the same ones that will quote you some scriptures. And they will recite scriptures to you left and there and right, while they know they live in lying lifestyles. I mean, selective morality is on the rise. And as y'all very well know, a lot of these church shenanigans are being increasingly exposed. And likely some of that's due to the online social activities that are so epidemic these days. A lot of shit is being exposed that wasn't coming out so much globally as it is now. And what's up with those pastors and them? Some of the parts of Africa, they are doing some shit like having people eating grass and drinking petrol, which is gasoline, what we call gasoline here in the U.S., and they stepping on women's pregnant bellies. And what is going on with those folks over there? I just don't understand. I can't even come to grips with that. Some of the Christians here in the USA ain't even doing some of that bizarre stuff. So, and also, I have a question that no one has successfully answered for me yet. There are a boatload of scriptures. Well, maybe not a boatload, but there are sufficient numbers of scriptures in the Bible that talk about ask and believe and receive what you ask. You shall receive what you ask. And if you're walking with the Lord, doing the will of the Bible content, then you shall have what you ask. If you believe, you shall receive. However, there are likely millions of amputees, none of which, and some of them are devoted Christians, none of which have had limbs regenerated. So those scriptures don't apply to the amputees? Are they being left out in the cold? Are scriptures discriminating? And some Christians have attempted to answer that question for me, but they have given lame damn excuses for why those scriptures that talk about asking, receiving, and believing, if you're devoted to Christ, and you shall receive. They have not yet explained why the fuck that shit don't work for the amputees. All over this world, we have seen no reports of regenerated limbs. What the fuck? Sometimes people need to understand that it is reasonable to question the Bible content and reasonable to conclude that everything in that book is not truth. Yes, some truths are contained in it. But these Bible worshippers and people who quote the Bible and slap scriptures on Facebook and elsewhere online, they need to have some wake-up calls. And then those who are talking about they love the Lord and that Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior, no, he's not. If y'all ain't doing what his so-called words in the Bible say. And by the way, in some Bibles we have the so-called words of Christ written in red. Like verbatim, like he said these things verbatim. Now, I can't even remember verbatim what I said to somebody on the phone yesterday. How in the fuck would someone write verbatim, supposedly, the words of Jesus Christ in the damn Bibles? They had the words of Christ in red text. People need to think, put on your thinking caps, as they used to say to us in school. So people, I'm just saying, use some logic. And if Jesus Christ that you claim as your Lord and Savior is in fact your Lord and Savior from your belief postures, why the fuck some of y'all don't resemble him? Thank y'all for listening. Bye. Or resemble his teachings, I should add. Thank y'all again. Bye now.